Hello and welcome to the University of Bristol Law Club YouTube channel. Today we're joined with Matthew Broadbent from lawcareers.net and we're going to be discussing how to research firms. Matt, why is it so important to research firms?
Well, the key to researching firms is actually understanding how your working life might develop. So what we're really trying to do when researching firms is two things. First of all, understand the firm sufficiently to be able to make a case to yourself that this is a firm that you'd like to be working in, an environment that you'd enjoy being in and that you'd thrive in. But secondly, to work out if that organisation and what it does and what it's for and how it operates matches up with the skills and ambitions that you bring to the table. So it's really key to understand every specific firm because every firm is different. This in turn means that when you're making applications, you've got to be looking to narrow down the focus of organisations you're going to apply to very quickly. There's so many firms that are out there that could potentially be employers, but you can only really make a very limited number of applications to firms. And the only way you're going to actually get it down to the number of firms that you are going to realistically be able to apply to is by researching forensically to establish which firms are genuine for you. Every application needs to effectively be a masterpiece of specificity as far as looking at that individual firm. So you need to know the firm backwards if you are going to convince them that you are somebody that should be joining them.
And when should a student go about starting to research firms?
As soon as possible. As I say, there's actually quite a few distinct stages to researching firms and organisations. You've got to understand the profession as a whole. You've got to understand what the different career options are. You've got to understand the timetable and what happens when. And as I say, finally, you've got to actually have quite a long time in advance worked on narrowing down the focus to the firms you're going to make really dedicated applications to.
And how should students go about researching firms? What's the starting point for them?
Well, the starting point, as I say, is first of all understanding perhaps the classes of firms. I mean, when we say lawyers, we actually mean an awful lot of things. The lawyers do lots of different things, work in lots of different kind of organisations. You've actually got to identify where in that legal world your interest lies and identify the organisations that are within that, and then identify how they are competing with each other, how they are related to each other. And ultimately, when you're doing your final applications, you actually will have gone through quite a lengthy process of continually winnowing it down until you've got a handful of firms, probably who look relatively similar to each other, because that's going to be your focus, and actually making really detailed applications to them. What you certainly can't do is fire off applications left, right and centre. So the actual advanced work that you do in research is all leading to that goal of making totally focused applications.
And when students are researching firms, what factors in particular do you think are important that they should be looking at?
Well, the core commercial awareness piece is, what does this firm do? So what's the areas of practice of law that they actually are active in? Who are their clients? Be that organisations or be that industry sectors perhaps, but having a really keen understanding of what the firm does is absolutely essential, of course. That in turn should reveal how that business operates insofar as which parts of the firm are making its money, because that's actually going to be the parts of the firm in all likelihood that you're going to end up in. So you might want to look at where they offer seats and what departments people are typically qualifying into, because that should give you an idea of what a trajectory of a career might look like at that individual firm.
And where can students find this information? Should all the research be done online, or?
Well, no, you're blessed as aspiring lawyers with a vast amount of research information. In fact, there's probably a bit too much, and the big worry is that that's out there for everybody. So if you're not looking at something, the people you're competing with for jobs will have looked at it. But there are a number of core research tools. So lawcareers.net online, or the Training Contract and Pupillage Handbook in print are the two things that we produce, and there's others as well. And they should be used to gain the core understanding of how the whole machine works, and to start to identify which of the organisations that you're looking to focus in on. But you can't do it just by directories only. That should give you your sort of shell, your sort of long list or short list even of firms that you're going to research in more detail. When you want to research a firm in more detail, you've first of all got to look at their own website. That's an absolutely crucial thing, but essentially not at the a bit about training recruitment, that's PR really. You actually want to look at how they speak to their clients and how they speak about their business, because that's going to give you the insights into the organisation. And through that kind of research, again, you should be able to narrow things down a bit further. But of course, one of the key parts as well is speaking to people within an organisation, because it's only when you really start talking to people within the organisation that the true character of the firm might start to be revealed to you. So the opportunities for that might include formal occasions like open days, vacation schemes if you're lucky enough to get on them, law fairs, presentations on campus. Obviously, some like here at Bristol, you're very lucky that you get a lot of people beating the path to your door wanting to talk to you. But every time there's a chance to have a face-to-face with somebody from an organisation, you need to have made preparation for that and actually have done some preparation work about the questions you're going to ask. You don't want to be going and asking them things that are already on their website that you can find information about. The key to the personal contact is asking the things that only the person will be able to tell you. So that actually is a skill in itself, and it's one that you need to really take advantage of when you can.
Perfect, great advice. Matthew Broadbent, lawcareers.net, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.